everyone, happy Diwali. One of my favorite parts about Diwali is getting ready and getting all glammed up, and so I really wanted to film a get ready with me, so here we are. But right now I'm gonna do my makeup. So I have already prepped my skin, and I'm just gonna start off with my Morphe 2 skin tint, which is like the only thing that I use. There are 5 days of the festival. The first one is called Dhanteras. On this day, a lot of people buy silver items and we also pray with that. Day 2 is called Chaturdasi, and it's kind of like Diwali Eve, like the equivalent of Christmas Eve, but it's also a day to like get ready for Diwali. So a lot of people, they do a lot of like self-care, they get their house ready and stuff like that on that day. And then day 3 is Lakshmi Puja, which is main day of Diwali. And the day after is called Govardhan Puja, which, to be honest, I don't really know what happens on that day because, see, in my religion, Jainism, it is New Year. But I don't know if that's the same for every other religion that celebrates. And Diwali is actually celebrated by Hindus, Jains, Sikhs and Buddhists. And this time of the year actually starts from September, I would say. It's just kind of like 2 months worth of festivals, which is so fun and exciting if you're in India. Day 5 is Bhai Dooj, which is a day to celebrate like siblings and stuff. There's another festival like this called Raksha Bandhan in August usually. I don't know what the difference is. And yeah, that's the 5 days of Diwali. But this year, and actually last year as well, Diwali has been 6 days. And that's because the dates are decided by the moon phases. So Diwali is on the day of the new moon, which started yesterday and finished today or something like that. So that's why Diwali's been 2 days this year, which has made it a little bit complicated. So I know Hindus celebrated on the 31st, but a lot of Jains celebrated on the 1st because of like timings of certain prayers. And obviously back then they weren't able to tell like the exact timings of things, so there was a set 5 days. But now that we have the technology and stuff, it has been like very specific, which is exciting. But yeah, Diwali is just longer to me. My sleep the past few days has been a little bit disrupted, so I've just got a couple of breakouts over here. I have this concealer palette that I'm just going to use to like cover up any of my spots and also brighten up my under eyes because I have some hyperpigmentation there. I'm kind of just going back in with my foundation brush to blend it out and like merge them together. And now I'm just going to set my face with this Maybelline Fit Me powder. Now time for eye makeup. So I'm going to use like the brown, this like coppery color and this color on top, this one and this one. Mainly the saree I'm wearing is green, so I think these two will look the best. Diwali is always a really fun time for me. I feel like I didn't appreciate it as much when I was younger, but now I definitely think it's like a really fun time, and I'm trying to make the most I can of like this year's Diwali because this is my last Diwali at home, because next year I will be at university. That is both exciting and a little bit like scary, but I am mostly excited for it. I will say though, the house, I feel like the house always knows when it's Diwali because there's just this specific like feeling or like a specific smell that the house has when it's Diwali, and I feel like I'm definitely gonna miss that. So I'm trying to make the most of this Diwali as like much as possible. I think that looks good. I think doing my makeup is really fun, and that's why I do it, because like it is really fun. But I don't think I'm that good. Out of my friends, I think my friends are definitely a lot better at makeup than I am, but it's still fun. Now I'm gonna do my eyeliner. No one breathe. I think that's about as even as it's gonna get. I'm still perfecting my eyeliner application. Next, I'm gonna do my mascara. This is a very bougie mascara from Benefit. It's the Fan Fest one. I got it on Boxing Day, and I'm gonna make it last as long as possible because this was very bougie. Can you see the difference? I feel like there's such a big difference. Like, next I'm gonna go back to this concealer palette and use a darker color. So I used this one for my face. I'm gonna go to, I think, this one or this one, and just very lightly contour my face over here, over here, and then my jawline. Love is Blind season 7 came out today. I mean, not today, came out yesterday, the reunion. And this season was actually really good. If you have not caught up with the season yet, just skip to a timestamp here somewhere, because I am going to discuss some spoilers. I think that Rams's and Marissa's breakup was the most heart-wrenching thing that I have ever watched. And you know, don't get me wrong, like, I did have my doubts with their relationship, mainly because of like that conversation that they were having about like intimacy and stuff, but the way that that relationship ended was devastating is an understatement. That was like, in Love is Blind history, saddest breakup ever. But the whole time I was rooting for Taylor and Garrett. It was so cute that they like bonded over science and stuff like that. I will say though, like, this is an unpopular opinion, but I personally was very satisfied with the reunion. Like, a lot of people had a lot to say about Hannah and Marissa confronting what's that guy, Nick, and honestly I was here for it, because I feel like what a lot of people were not understanding was like, Hannah was not trying to portray just Nick as a villain. She was just saying that, you know, I was wrong and you were wrong too. That's the kind of point she was trying to get across. But I don't know, people kept saying that he was like being berated, which, I mean, it was intense, but I feel like it was very much needed. A lot of people just kind of make one person out to be a villain in the relationship, and in this case they both were not perfect. They both made mistakes, and I just don't get why Hannah was the only one being called out for it. I feel like they both deserved to be called out for it, which is why the reunion was a perfect place for that. Anyways, that is my 2 cents on this season. This was a really good season. I feel like in the past the couples it felt very forced to like get to the wedding, but in this one the 2 couples that did get to the wedding did get married, and I found that really refreshing actually, because like, you know for a fact that they were in it, and I was rooting for both of them. Yeah. And speaking of finales, the last episode of Only Murders in the Building season 4 came out, and that was really good. Like, this was definitely a different approach than they usually take to their last episode. But you know, every season someone else dies right at the end, and every season I have been shocked. It just keeps going. I'm not complaining though, can't wait for season 5. Has it been renewed yet? I don't know. Now I'm gonna take the same palette and I'm gonna go with a lighter color, probably this one, and I am gonna do reverse nose contour. Now I am gonna do blush. My favorite color is the orange one. I just think it looks really pretty. If you know the Revolution highlighter, you know that it has like that little, like, it has a lot more on top that looks like cakey and stuff. But last year when I went to India, I broke in the plane, so this is what I'm left with. In the last like 2 years or so, Asian or like South Indian representation has increased so much on like TikTok and stuff, and that it's been actually really nice to see and like relate to, which is why I feel so comfortable like filming this video now, because I feel like, I don't know, 3 years ago or 4 years ago I would not have been. I just think it's like so important. And yeah, this is my makeup look, like pretty much done. My plan for my hair is to just like keep it down and not really like style it, but I do want to straighten it. My hair just starts getting like not straight, you know, do you know what I mean? Like, wavy-ish, and I think a sleek look would look better. But first I'm gonna put on some heat protectant because I don't want my hair to fall out. I feel like my hair is already so like fragile. I have exams like starting pretty much as soon as school starts, and yeah, although I will say, okay, let's talk about the year 13 transition, shall we? It has been a lot of homework, like a lot of homework, but overall the transition hasn't been too bad. I feel like I'm enjoying a lot of my subjects a lot more, and I don't know, like I'm having a good time so far. I don't know if I'll be saying that in 3-4 months time, but yeah, right now it's been good. And you know, in the first week 2 of my classes changed, and I am someone who does not deal with change well, like at all. It takes me a long time to adjust, but now that I have adjusted, I feel like it was meant to be. I have really good teachers, and yeah, the content so far has been okay as well. I also started maths tuition, which I actually have tomorrow, which has been a really great help as well. Just having that extra like 2 hours also to consolidate my content and also revisit topics from the past has been a really big help. But overall, year 13 has not been super terrible so far. We're only 1 half term in. I do have a plan for my revision, so up until February I'm going to be focusing on making revision material, and after that it will be exam practice, exam practice, exam practice. Although I am going to do some exam practice now as well because of the tests coming up. But other than that, yeah, don't get me wrong, it's like, whoa, this is my last year of being at school, because next year it's a lot more independent next year, and it's not the same. Yeah, that settling in is weird. Even the UCAS journey has been really good. In total, I did 7 drafts of my personal statement. That is crazy. I had like 8 billion teachers look over it, which a lot of people actually don't recommend because you want it to stay as personal to you. But one of the best decisions I ever made was getting layers in my hair, and also getting these like feather bangs. I don't know what they're called. Feather layers? Curtain bangs? I love that it frames my face. I am someone who will always support a haircut. If someone asks me should I get a haircut, I will say yes. I love cutting my hair. I would really recommend it. If you're thinking about getting feather layers or just layers and any sort of bangs or a fringe, do it. This is your sign. I think that is my hair done. Now it is time to put on my sari, and I'll show you what I'm wearing. This is the sari that I am wearing. Dare I say green for debutation? Just kidding. I personally think that Taylor's gonna announce her re-records next year, but it's still fun to clown, so yeah. I am now wearing the sari. My mum helped me drape it, and now it's just time for like the final touches. Wearing like traditional is just another level of pretty to me. I feel like I always feel the prettiest when I'm wearing like cultural clothing. I'm wearing these earrings that my mum gave me. These bangles, how cute are they? That is my jewellery done. So for lips, I'm just going to do my go-to lip combo because it's just reliable and I know it looks good. The Diwali being on Halloween was actually such a major slay. I loved seeing all the people like dressing up for Diwali and then Halloween. And I feel like I am ready. This is how the sari looks. And this is me. Happy Diwali once again, and I hope you enjoyed watching this. This was really fun for me to film anyway. I have also been filming a like spend a week with me but Diwali version, which will probably be out next week, so I'll see you then. Bye.